press any buttons or anything once I've got it plugged in?
Nope, it's good.
Beep, beep, beep. Ah, there we go. Okay. We streamed from Randy's computer last week, so we had to move the little like bloop dongle thing. But okay, hey everybody, welcome to today's very professional live stream from our craft room. Welcome to the craft room. We are making wire wrapped circlets today. Randy and I are making these in preparation for our next vending event, Anime St. Louis, but you could be making yours for going to the Ren Fair or any conventions or fairy festivals or just shopping around at the Walmart, like whatever makes you happy. And I'm going to be trying to make as many of these as humanly possible, but honestly, I'll be impressed if I get just one done. So, hey, Al. Hey, Erica. Hey, Darkness. Thanks, Michelle. Hey, Pro Pool. How are all y'all doing today? Pro Pool says, hope everyone is enjoying this beautiful day. I got sunburnt this morning, I think. So, like, my face is all like roasting, but we'll see how it goes. But yes, it is a beautiful day. A little sunny for my taste, but beautiful. Thank you, honey. Hey, little sprite. Huh? No. Thank you, though. Could you troubleshoot me over on YouTube, baby, just to make sure everything's working over there? Okay. Yeah, it's just all of it. Oh, okay, cool. Well, that's all right. So shout out to all of our lurkers and everybody. I'm getting just a few more things. Say I'm getting a few more things. I'm just trying to find what page I was on. Hey, Donna, she says everything's working over here. Right on. That's awesome. It's been a sunny day here as well. Nice. Hey, Hoovian. Oh, it's so good to see all y'all. For all of our YouTube folks, if it's glitchy or if there's too many ads, come on over to Kick. There's no ads and it's glitchy in its own unique, quirky ways over there. So what are we going to do? Let's do a silver one. Well, silver toned. So today I am using 18 gauge parawire and I'm going to be pulling off about this much. So like 4 feet, maybe 3.5. Something. And we're going to do that twice. Ooh. Oh, well, you can feel free to stay on YouTube, Dolly. Hey, Dolly. But if you don't like the ads or if you're having any issues, we are dual streaming to Kick as well. It's KICK, but if you don't feel like setting up a new account or anything, I just wanted to let y'all know that that option is there. And vice versa, if you're tired of Kick, we're streaming on YouTube. So it's been really nice here the last couple of days. Oh, that's so good to hear, Michelle. Hey, Erica, baby Hulk Rage. How are you doing today? Hey, Steffi Joe. I meant on YouTube. You're my emotional support channel, and boy, do I need it. I'm here for you today, Donna. We are just getting our craft on. Now, before I snip this bad boy off the spool, we are going to just run it through our pliers a few times. One of these is going to be our core wire. You know what? I'll show instead of tell. So what we're doing here, and we're going to use the same metal tone, that way it makes sense, is we have one of these marquee cut beads. And I get these, honestly, I've not been able to find them anywhere other than Hobby Lobby. And I haven't even been to a Hobby Lobby in like 6 months because it costs me an arm and a leg just to go in that store, it seems. But you could use any bead that is a shape that you like. I personally like the marquee because it's nice and pointy, but you could use like teardrops or ovals or whatever you have. And you could even use, some like larger like disc beads like this too. And so once I burn through, I've only got 2 more of these. So we're going to be rummaging through beads if we're productive today. But I'm also going to go through, I've got my standard that I always turn to, my lolly beads. I'm going to be using a lot of the 4mm from those today. And then I'm just going to be choosing some 6mm beads. So, but yeah, we figured our hand and foot flowers did not sell well at Anime St. Louis last year, which is okay because jewelry doesn't go bad. But I think what I'm going to do, these are some little 6x4 faceted rondels. And I'm going to pick, what does it look like? 1, 2, 3 of these on each side. Just getting my beads laying out. So instead of having the hand flowers and foot flowers, I thought that we might just go ahead and make some circlets instead, because we've got a bunch of head displays that we don't have anything to put on. So, I also need to make some earrings out of these little mermaid tails. 100% we have got to make some little earrings out of these. I'll need to see if we have, these would be so pretty for a circlet. Now, whenever it comes to stuff like this is a really pretty faceted teardrop, I have difficulty getting them to lay flat on my skin. Erica, we're doing really well. I'm a little frazzled just because it's a Monday. Grr Mondays. I wonder, we get to play the game. Does it fit? No. That's the tricky part about using this 18 gauge wire, is my beads don't always want to fit. Oh no, I'm looking for some blues. Babadoo, babadoo, those are yellow beads. Those are green. Here's some blues. Pardon me while I rummage. Ooh, those are so pretty. Okay, and I don't have a ton of them either, so we'll use those ones. What's going on outside? Pardon me while I be nosy. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't even know what that is. I don't know if they're delivering something. Yeah, and that's the thing, is I don't know if they're delivering something to our neighbor who does construction, or if they can't make it over Wee Hill. Oh my God, you guys, I love Randy so much. He's spying on the neighbors just as hard as I am, but he's petting and holding Ember like a super villain.
Oh, what now? She's
And
like,
she's
what's
fine.
going on?
She's like, what's going on? Hold me up, human. I want to see what the neighbors are doing. Darkness says, I always be snooping on my neighbors. Same. Can you alter your design so you can add beads with a smaller hole by attaching them using thinner wire to larger wire? Yes, but I do not have the brain capacity for that today. I've decided I'm doing this and I'm going. But you can go crazy. Do what you like. But yeah, no, my 3 brain cells are just fried. So here we are. Okay, so I'm going to be doing, I like those ones. And then I'm going to go like that. I love using different shaped beads, y'all. Or we can go like this. Back it up, Terry. Okay, and now, and then we've got an odd man out. And so this one, I'm going to be making a ring out of later. So I'll set him over here by Marcellus Wallace. That's why I have curtains so no one can snoop on me. We have the curtains wide open. There's mutual snooping happening here, I'm sure. Oh, Al says, I think I made almost 150 pairs this weekend. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. What? Darkness, thank you so much for, gifted a subscription to the community. Oh, now our friend World is Strange has a subscription. Oh, I just start YouTube to give a thumbs up and then move over to Kick. Oh, Anika, I appreciate you tremendously. Hey, Julie, welcome to the live stream. Hey, Donna. Oh, I hope all y'all are doing well. Trisella says, I just arrived in time to see Randy turning away carrying a cat and snooping on neighbors. Yeah, we live at the base of Wee Hill, which is like, if you're a long semi, you're not getting over this thing, because because of the way that the hill's shaped, by the time you're these wheels they won't be on the ground. So it's no trucks, but unless you're local, it seems like we get like one truck almost every week sometimes. Some weeks it's more, some weeks it's less, but it averages to like one truck a week has to like stop and like back it up to, it's so dramatic in the neighborhood this week. Um, okay, so we have these laid out. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I'll just leave those right there. They'll be fine. Hey, Randy. Never mind. It's a secret. It's not. Do what? My mug is dirty? Oh, yeah, coffee. May I have? Hey, Randy. No, I was thinking about a different tripod, but then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna not, and we'll just power through doing what we're doing. Now, sometimes with the lolly beads, they'll be two stuck together, and they're like really stuck together. So what I do is I just get my flush cutters, whoop, and I just unstuck them. Yay, coffee. Hey, Jean. Oh my gosh. Jean says, let me move this so I can read what Jean says. Jean says, my daughter got flooded and hopefully we won't, but we can see the water in the field close to our house. Oh my gosh. I hope y'all are okay. I have you on my Fire TV while I crochet on my couch, not feeling the craft room today. Right on. Couches or craft rooms? Any couch has the potential to become a craft room. And that's a challenge that I would love to take on. Tulip Festival in full spring here in the Pacific Northwest. It's a month-long show for our art guild, so I made 50 or 60 quick, low price ER for that lower price range. Those earrings to go with everything else. Right on. The Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds in Mansfield, Missouri, I think had their Tulip Festival this past weekend. Now, I might be wrong, but I needed to check on it because I wanted to see if they rescheduled because of all the rain and everything. Like, we were very lucky that our basement didn't flood this time because normally when we get that much rain, it floods. But we were good. We were good to go. Oh, does it, Pro? He says, well, the new Kick Android update sucks. Be sure to send Kick all of your feedback. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing here is on one end of our long wire, I'm going to search for my round nose pliers. I'm going to go like this. And that's just because, why wrappers go like this? That's because I don't want my beads falling off. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start from one end. Oh, I forgot the little in-betweeny beads. Here they are. I tried to have all of my things assembled and then I like wove half of a scale top this morning. So now these are just some oddball little like triangle shaped beads that I'm going to be putting in between each of these segments because I love that they're silver lined because it just gives it a little bit of, if I can't have them be faceted, I go with them being silver lined. Okay. And this is just, you could do your beads in any order, you guys. You don't got to do it exactly like how I'm doing it. I'm just letting you know what I'm up to. All right. How is lolly spelled? It's, yeah. Oh, Anika's got you. Thank you, Anika. Yeah, those lolly beads, I like them. And I personally haven't had any negative skin reactions and I haven't had any negative feedback from our customers. Now, that being said, I think we have the nicest customers on the planet, but I do hope that they do let me know whenever something goes awry, because otherwise I'm here functioning on false confidence. Glad to hear that your basement didn't flood. We definitely got a lot of rain. Oh, do you have a pattern for like a crown or tiara? Not specifically. If you would like one, you could totally like experiment with drawing one out, or you could like screenshot and trace any of the designs that I'm doing. But I like for each one, I follow a similar formula, but I let it get chaotic and that way each one's just a little different. And that's really important to me for my own sanity. And also it keeps them looking handmade and one of a kind. So you can see I'm just threading our little beads. Now the formula for here is I'll have bead type, the bead type A and bead type B. And so we'll be like, 4mm type B, 4mm spacer, 4mm type A, space, or you're probably good. You're a crafty person. You're probably good at pattern recognition. Instead of me trying to make it into words, I just repeat that motif. So anytime that I'm making one of these, I'll just substitute, like here, I've substituted out instead of using the square beads or the cube beads, I was using these little druzy titanium plated beads. And the rest of it remains the same, but changing out that one main bead type, it's good to go. I'm a little scared of what we'll find when we go home to Kentucky this weekend. Oh no. Fingers crossed that it's just good news. I have new molds to resin, but my new vacuum chamber is coming today. Ooh, so I gotta wait to resin. Oh, Shannon, that's so exciting. Beautiful bead. I finally found a shop where I live where I can find beautiful beads, but it's about to close. Oh no. Well, maybe they're having like a closing sale. That might be a good opportunity to invest in some beads. Says I, who has like no money to take advantage of an opportunity like that. Like I made myself stay home whenever I heard about all the Joanne sales and stuff going on. I was like, no, you don't, Vaughn. And so this is our center point, and now I'm just going to repeat the design out the other side, but I can let this go, whoop, because it's got that loop at the end that's going to keep my beads from falling off. Oh yeah, Jean, we're making wire circlets today. I think, did we update that as the title of the live stream? I hope it shouldn't be on last week's tie-dyes, which came out awesome, by the way. Do y'all want to see how last week's tie-dyes came out? Now these ones haven't been added to the website yet, but we do have our lantern sleeve tops and hanky hem play dresses have been added to the website if you guys are interested in getting your hands on some one-of-a-kind tie-dye that I'm very, very pleased with. Okay, let me string these beads and then we'll take a little break to look at some tie-dye. Aw, thank you, Anika. I'm so pleased with them, and I haven't been able to show off these tie-dyes to anybody yet because I haven't gotten the pictures of them. But they're going to be going, since we're not doing another tie-dye shop update until after Anime St. Louis, all of the tie-dyes that we're currently making will just be going straight into the booth, which I'm nervous about. I'm so excited. It's scary, and I have to keep reminding myself. And my friend Tracy sent me this really great, like a reel or short or TikTok or something, but it was ooh, coming through like this. There we go. We're all lined up. I'm going to set that down. She had sent me a thing that was like, the woman was lecturing and she was saying it's more important not to make the right choice, but to make the choice right. And that gives me so much strength and confidence, hopefully, faking it till I make it, that we are making the right decisions because we decided we're going to be bringing our costumes and our backdrops, and we're getting what we need done to get done to make this be the right decision. Ooh, so excited. Okay, so the shirt dresses that you tie-dye are so pretty. Oh, Shannon, thank you so much. Oh, hey, Amber. She says, hi, I have been busy on maternity leave. Maternity leave. And missing your streams. Glad I caught this one as a teen. I want one of these, but couldn't figure out what to call it to find it. Right on. I call them circlets. Some people call them crowns or tiaras or headbands or who knows what. It's what, I don't know what it's called. I just know the sound it makes when it looks awesome, because I love these. You guys, I'm such a ham and cheese sandwich, but this one's my favorite. Whew. And it's not quite shaped to my head, right? Hey, PS, how's it going? I just love that. Like, I feel like such a little miscreant. Ooh. And it makes me feel blessed to have a 5 head, because I've got a lot of, that's free real estate up there, baby. So, ow. I haven't put the ribbons on these yet, but it makes me feel like I've got enough canvas space to have something serious going on. All right, we're gonna swap the cameras. So just ignore that there's nothing up in that corner real quick. Okay, where's the things that we tie-dyed? Right, so we did just 2 colors, which I was nervous about, but y'all and Randy were correct. These were the right decisions. So I'm not going to be putting them on for you today or anything. We don't have time for that. And my head gets stuck in some of the shirts because I'm going to warn you, these aren't stretchy. So here, oh, I love this one. This is one that I got stuck in because my shoulders are a bit too broad. But if I could have, I'd have kept this one. It's a medium. But this is like a vest. Is that not just the coolest? And that's the one that we tied up all like geode style. And we did the 2 colors. We did, what were they, baby? Were they dragon heart? I don't have to carry all of these if I'm coming right back. Is dragon heart and sapphire blue. So now I'm going to show you a blue one. Okay. Oh, you guys, this is another one I got stuck in because the boobage is a bit much. But this is, oh, it looks like water to me. Like if this is not absolute mermaid vibes. And then this is like, that is so pretty. So whatever we have left of these, we'll be adding to the shop update after Anime St. Louis. Now this one, oh, I'm a bit ornery about it, but I'm gonna have to go through, and there must have been factory wear or something from just the hems need resewn. So I think I'm gonna go through with some like cute embroidery floss and do like a nice little smooth, so it'll be comfortable to wear, embroidered thing along the edges. But it's a little worn, and I'm like, I don't feel right selling that. Like, we're not selling thrifted stuff. This was supposed to be like new and fresh, but look at how beautiful the colors on this. That dragon's heart is a winner every time, y'all. Like, it's got such beautiful tones. So there's that one. And then let me show you another. Oh, now this one's real similar to the top that I'm wearing, which is one of our kimono tops. But whereas mine has square corners, this one is a U-shaped top. Do you see it has the rounded corner? But otherwise it should fit relatively the same. But check out the colors. The colors, Duke. Oh, and the spiral. I love it. I love it so much. So that sapphire blue split into such gorgeous blue and purple tones. I gotta catch up with chat for just a minute, you guys. I don't know why I have to eat half the straw. Like, how? And so Randy showed me a meme where it was somebody petting their cat and then they just like put the cat's face in its mouth. I spent too much time on the internet, y'all. I need to go touch grass. How do I find my comments? There we go. Jean says, I want to make my granddaughter something. Oh, that'd be so cool. Oh, I'm doing real well, PS. How are you doing? Oh, well, thank you, Lynn. This is one that we made while Maddie was here last summer, and I just love it. Like, I thought I would feel like a frumpy dumpling in a pillowcase to wear something that's literally just like a poncho, but it's fantastic because I feel like one of those dinosaurs that if I feel threatened in public, I can just and like scare people off. Ooh, Dark Cat says, hey Vaughn. Hey Dark Cat, I was so excited I was able to order one of your tie-dyes this weekend. Make more Alchemist color shirts, please. Okay, they keep selling before I get to them. We will do that. I'll do like double Alchemist in our next batch because at this rate, between me picking my favorites and y'all picking your favorites, I don't think we'll have any for in the booth. So, flying squirrel, need the squirrel hands. Right, you got wings. Hey Suzette, oh my gosh, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. Y'all, we're only at like halfway through. I just wanted to catch up on comments. Oh, hey Laura's gym. I hope you guys are doing really well. I was just going to say, looks like a mermaid. I just love it. And speaking of mermaids, y'all, our niece Maddie, who does all of our sticker art, drew this awesome mermaid. This is our sticker for the April craft along kits. And I absolutely love it. And oh, it's so blurry. I'm sorry. If you want to see a not blurry version, you'll have to get one of our kits or wait for it to come up onto the website. But I'm going to have to tie-dye something in that color scheme. But it's just, I'm so proud of her. She does so good. Oh, yes, you're so sweet. Just whatever you do always turns out so amazing. You are so talented. I'm very blessed to have Randy running support on all of this stuff because all I did was tie it and drop the dye on it. He does all of the other rinsing and like washing and drying. Okay, so just, oh, okay, yeah. I'm just going to keep going. Now this one has a little string on it that I need to trim off, but this is another same color batch. All of the greens and all of the blues came out the same color batch, but you guys, this is ridiculously pretty. Like with the, I only make that noise because I really want to keep that one. Because last night, Randy and I were playing dress up and I put on my witchy boots and like my corset and stuff. And like, because I'm trying on outfits for what am I going to wear in the booth at Anime St. Louis. And it feels so fun to be like excited. And I've been in such like a negative workaholic mode for a while, like 2 or 3 years, that it's really nice to feel excited. Me and Randy.
I was dressed up.
No, but you were, he stood there and gave me his undivided attention instead of doing whatever else it was that he wanted to do that like, and he let me show him like 10 different variations on the same outfit. I know that is not as fun for him as it is for me. Like it can't be because I'm having a blast. But no, so this one, it's a cold shoulder. She's all peaky on the shoulders and I personally am very like apple framed, and if I wear something form fitting, especially with the kind of leggings that I like, I feel like I look like the penguin from Batman. The Batman Beyond, the Tim Burton one. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I really like the diagonal lines and the shapes of this because it makes me feel so like svelte and feminine and stuff. So make him a t-shirt. Do it, baby. Batman Returns. That's probably my favorite. Is that the one with Catwoman? Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all, these festival dresses are so pretty. Check out the purple. And so I tried to do a different tying technique for each of the tops. So even though we were using, let me show you two at the same time. So even though we were using the same dye batch, same exact dye batch, you guys. Let me see if I can. Okay, I'm gonna have to hold the hanger in my mouth, but just all three of these were made with the same. Ow, were made with the same dye, just tied different. Can you even see that, or is it so backlit? But so same cut of dress, same color of dye, but each one comes out just different enough. Because, you know, you don't want to show up to prom in the same dress as somebody else. You don't want to show up to the fairy festival in the same dress as somebody else. But if you're like sister dresses, then you just made your new best friend, you know. All right, so I think that's all of them from this past, like a week ago today. That was all the tie-dyes that we did. Randy said, you summoned me. Oh my goodness. I'm really excited about them too. Like, and Randy does have he has some older t-shirts that I think might tie-dye well, but actually we're going to be experimenting, I think, if Randy's cool with it, with some of his older t-shirts, because he wears a lot of like black and dark blue t-shirts. Just because that's what's common in our friends who make t-shirts. Like I was thinking we would be able to use a discharge or like bleach or something. That Dharma has a discharge that I think isn't as hard on the fabric as what just straight old bleach would be. But we were going to bleach like a spiral pattern or a mandala pattern or a geode pattern into the black shirt and then do a dye. And so we were going to kind of experiment that way. Speaking of which, Now this one's way too small on me. Like, I don't know, I chewed off part of the tag, it looks like, or somebody did. One of our super durable shirts, we tie-dyed it. So our friends with World of Strange did the screen printing, and they do most of Randy's shirts. Almost all of his shirts are by World of Strange. So now I'm like, we definitely have to try tie-dyeing, or like what is it, reverse tie-dyeing? I'm sure there's like a term or something for it. But yeah, so their screen prints hold up, so I'm excited. So now back to the circlet. Let me swap this. Oh, I'm glad you like them, Mama Kay. Randy, yeah, Randy wears like one of his undershirts, the same one every time that he's rinsing stuff out. So it gets dye on it. He's like, it's fine. There we go. But it's slowly becoming tie-dyed. So now, just to keep the beads from flying off the end. And so now we have both of those, and we're gonna let the center of our beads come to the center of our wire. And I want to just, we can leave this straight to start with. So we're gonna pick up our other strand of wire, lining the ends up so we're finding the center. And I like to give it a little bend on my finger. And then I'm going to grab that bend in the middle and then bend up. So do you see how it made like a kind of little, like a butt? But yeah, so those are some of our tie-dyes. We do have our other play dresses and stuff up on the website for sale, backtoearthcreations.com. Be sure to use coupon code CROCUS20 if you want to get 20% off of your order. So we've made our little point. And so I'm just going to line that up. And this is where I wish I had a softer wire. But I don't have any of my dead soft aluminum, which is usually my first choice for this. So I want to keep that point centered on our marquee bead. And I'm just going to do one wrap. I don't want to do both wraps just yet, because I do want to give myself the option. I'm getting so tangled. I want to give myself the option of being able to adjust if my point gets off center. So now I'm just bending that around. And now that I'm pleased with how that has remained centered, I'm going to come around on this side, and I'm holding my wire, pressing my thumb up against it, and then just kind of twisting down. And I love to use my thumb to just kind of push to establish a curve. There we go. And now we're going to move our first segment of beads up. And you'll see here the wire is exiting on the front. I'm going to have this come around and come behind. So it's wrapping around that way. This is not the only way to do it. This is just how I am doing it, and I'm making note of it because I'm going to try to duplicate it on the other side. Normally, I'll just step back from my work surface. Let me go ahead and set up that other tripod because it's going to make my life a lot easier. Now I get to see if the autofocus can keep up. My glorious floor. You can see where the computer chair has been tearing my floor up. Oof. Okay, So there we have that. I love that I can step away from the computer like this. And we're going to slide up just that spacer bead up next. And again, just coming around behind. But on this one, I'm still getting tangled on the desk. I'm going to keep rotating so that it makes just a cutie patootie little swirl. Oh, that makes me so happy. And I'm going to continue around. This way. Oh, I love that. Oh, I freaking love that. Okay. And now we get to decide, yeah, I need to scooch some more beads up. Oh my gosh. How does this camera angle work for y'all? Like, is it good? Is it terrible? But now that gives me something a little bit more to hold on to while we bend that around. There's that. We're going to slide down, boom, another one. And on this one, I'm just going to do a wrap like that. It's not like followers only chat or something, is it? Okay. Just making sure. There we go. Got my thinking cap on. We're just going to slide some more down. And I just keep doing that same, excellent, Miss Melisandre? Is that from Game of Thrones? I don't think I'm pronouncing it correctly. But yeah, and you can make your little lobes, like our little swoopy boops, whatever size you want. A little larger is nice for me because it shrinks down just a little when we cinch that on. Like, see how much that got cinched? That's all right, though. It's not what I planned, but this is what's happening. And then we're going to slide this down. I'm going to do another. And again, if we're exiting on the front, then I'm going to wrap it around towards the back. Whoops, getting tangled on my desk. And just doing another little spiral. And then sliding those beads down. So if I were in mega production mode, and what I think I may do after this one is set up the core wire that has the ends bound off and all the beads already on it for like 5 or 10, or like I'd hit my goal production number and I'd set them up and have them ready to receive this wire wrapping, because I squirrel mode so hard when I'm trying to pick beads. But that way, that brain use heavy part of the project would be done already, and then I just get to wrap. So I think that's what we'll set up for next, is the production mode part of it, because quite frankly, that's what we need to do for Anime St. Louis, because if we brought just one of something, I don't anticipate that it would sell very well. Like, I kind of want to bring the last 2 dragon heads that we have, just because they are cool and I would like to have them out, and because it starts conversations with other sculptors and with other dragon enthusiasts. And so it's kind of like just setting out a conversation starter. But since we just have the 2 of them, I don't anticipate that, and they're quite expensive for an anime convention. But I don't know, you never know until you try. Since we just have the 2 of them, I don't anticipate them selling well. So I want to make like 20 circlets. That way we have them and they have the opportunity to sell well. Ooh, on this one, yes, I am just going to come around the whole bead like that. That's something I haven't done on the other ones. And I think I think doing production is my favorite way. And I do really enjoy, kind of like one-off projects and stuff, but I feel like I get into a flow state and the magic really starts to happen whenever I am making at least 3 to 20 of something because little things that I didn't think of the first time, but now it's like practicing the same dance or dancing to the same song over and over. There'll be different, like, oh, I didn't know I could do this at this part. Like, and so by building on the projects, each one, I'm kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's like taking my creativity for a walk and I'm noticing things and, having ideas. And I like that. And I envy anybody who's able to pull that out with just one project because I have to like do 3 to 20 before I'll have like something that feels like a fresh creative idea. And truthfully, I am kind of that way with dance as well because I'll have to, I start all of my hoop and poise sessions with doing drills of just like doing my like warm up of like 10 of this in that direction, 10 in the other direction. Um, and, uh, and it tricks me into just letting my conscious mind will be focused on counting, so I'll like let my mind wander, and also before I know it I'm dancing to the music and I've forgotten to do my drills. But it's doing multiples of the same design helps me to kind of trick myself into just getting completely immersed in the creative process. I hope that makes sense. Ooh, no, it's not. It's from Pelleas and Melisandre, a French Taylor novel, which was made into an opera a long time ago, and I didn't even know as I came across this name. Oh, that's really cool. I lack culture. But that sounds really cool. I actually just recently watched like the Polish ballet did a rendition of Dracula, and it was awesome. It was very well done. But yeah, and so we just have kind of a repetition of some basic motifs. And now we're going to slide up on the other side, exiting from the front. Now this is always tricky for me because now I'm doing it upside down. But that may be helpful for the symmetry. We'll see. Now I'm going to do something on this side that I did not do on the other. But that's because I just wanted to let this one be what it was going to be. Now is the challenge of trying to get it to be symmetrical. So we're trying to get it to do something on purpose, to be a particular way. And so to do that, I like to use a training bend. So you'll see I got in there with my pliers and gave that just a little 90-degree bend. And now whenever we shape our wire around, heck, it still made it smaller. Well, it was supposed to, maybe I did the training bend. I should have done it a little farther back, perhaps. Whoop. And that's how you get plier marks on your wire. Hey, Kathy. Thank you so much. There was a Melisandre in Game of Thrones. She was a powerful witch. Right on. The lady in red. Hey, Jettison, lurking work. But yeah, so that like squanched it down real hard and it's like super close now. Boo. Um I mean, it's beautiful the way it is. No, I wanted it to match. So, considering we're working with parawire, let's see if we can straighten this back out and try again. Hey, Itzy, how's it going? Mama K says, I love watching you wire wrap because it gives me so many wonderful ideas to do my wire wrapping. Oh, that makes my day. Like, truly, that's why it's a big part of why I do this. It inspires me to get to work with y'all. It encourages me to think out loud, which helps me to stay in what I'm doing. I just love y'all's company, really. All right, so we're a little chewed up, but that's okay. So now I'm going to do the training bend right there. And I just used my fingernail this time, because every time I have to do anything with this, it makes it seem like, oh no, that's worse. It was better the other way. But now we know. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm all turned around. Okay. That's because I was literally turned around. There we go. Let's see if I can cinch that down a little better. Well, you know, I think that's just going to have to be all right. Don't underestimate yourself. Oftentimes, if we think we can do something, if we think we can do something great, then we can. If we think we can't do something great, then we can't. So even if you don't like believe in yourself, just try it. Just like try faking it and being like, yeah, I can do something great. Yeah, whatever. But it gets you to, whenever, and it's that, yeah, whatever, is to myself, because sometimes I'll be like, no way I can do this. And then I'll be like, I have to at least try. Let's just try. And once I start and I'm having fun, I forget about the ambitions that I had and I'm just enjoying the project. So y'all are just watching my belly talk. But no, so it's, if we believe that we can't, then we're right. If we believe that we can, we're right too. So, oh, okay. I actually have something specifically for this, Donna. Where's my little box at? I'm going to show you the full character arc. This is where I'm at now, currently. Like, this was one of my most recent pieces that I'm going to be honest, I'm very proud of. It's not perfect, not everything's is, but I love it. This is where I started. Actually, this was about 2 years in to wire wrapping. So I didn't just like pop out my mama all full of talent. Like, there's been a lot of hard work and discipline and all sorts of stuff. Like, and that's something that it's so fun for me that it doesn't feel like work. And so I don't think I portray it as work, but I don't want to always just be complaining about how my hands hurt and my creativity well is run dry and, I'm scared for my business. I'm here to be creative and like have fun and stuff, but I think sometimes y'all don't get to see that, I'm not all this, I'm a whole lot of this, you guys. So if you're feeling, a little rough around the edges, perhaps, you can do awesome things too that you're proud of. Like, I hope any of that made sense, but I started getting all like emotional. But yeah, we have to believe in ourselves. Just did my first wire wrapped pendants a few weeks ago and already gifted 2 of them to a friend. Oh, that's awesome. And what a great gift to be able to give your friends too. I know I cherish the gifts my friends have given me. Like, it's cool that you still have that piece. I trashed so much wire when I started, I didn't think I would ever get goodish. Not a word, but what the heck. No, I know what you mean, Trisella. Let's see if, now that I'm doing a little bit more detailed work, it might be nice to have the work surface. Uh-oh, there's the booger check. I'm a goober today, you guys. All right, there we go. Scooch this one out the way. I would do good to do the dragon eye because I have lots of beads and wire. I just got to get crafting. You can do it, Jean. I think you'll surprise yourself. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. But yeah, just squeezing, just kind of cinching, just allowing that spiral. And you can see it's cutting into my thumbnail, but that's all right. Perfect for today's stream. I have a commission I've been putting off too long. It's a crown, but I feel so torn on the situation. I feel very stuck. Do you want to talk about it more? Like maybe I can help you brainstorm it out. Okay, and so for this one, I remember now why we moved the camera tripod. This one just swings around. Okay, I'm gonna be over here for a second. So coming around, because we've got all this wire that just keeps snagging on every little thing on the desk. Oh, and the rainbows are coming in. Wait, I'm doing the wrong one. Yeah, I think I accidentally flipped that around. I did. No, I didn't. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at it from the back side again. There we go. Spatially challenged today, y'all. This is the part that usually gets edited out of tutorials of whenever I'm like upside down and backwards. Okay. So I didn't need to make it quite as tight. To get a spiral to land where I want it to, I like to come around and press with my fingers. Whoop. So grateful that our end is bound off. Let's keep our bead in there. Okay. Oh man. I really kind of goobered that up a little. There we go. But that's going to be such a fine detail. Honestly, if anybody points it out, like in the booth, I'll just be like, 10 points to Gryffindor. Just because oftentimes only we know the mistakes in our pieces. To everybody else, that just looks like the way it was supposed to be. And actually, I like this spiral better than that one because it looks a little bit more solid. And if we really feel like it's problematic, then we could, I'm just going to leave it the way that it is because that's quite a tight wrap to undo. In this one, we'd have to undo all the way back. So it's just weighing our options and prioritizing, kind of weighing the pros and cons. Now this one made it really close because we were able to slip those beads behind. So there's that one, and we've got a little bend in our wire. That's all right. So we're just going to come in there, and boop, and smoosh, and yeah, kind of squish it some. There we are. And I'm going to show y'all the trick that I do whenever it's really just... Oh, that's a good point. Jean says you can wear that one while selling the other ones. I like that. That's a good idea. Whenever it's not perfectly symmetrical, my trick is to just keep adding layers. So, ooh, Lori says, do you use a maker's mark on your pendants? If so, how do you mark them? I don't. Whenever we make polymer clay cabochons or dragon eyes, I'll sign them like with the paint before it gets sealed in the UV resin. But really, it would have been really neat if I had kind of used a maker mark right from the beginning. But since I didn't, I kind of was like, well, why start now? But really, why not start now? If I were to, like, let me grab another pendant. If I were to do a maker's mark, I'd probably get it made as a custom stamped bead that I could incorporate into the bail. And I would probably do that on the back side. So Jean, she says, yes, start now. If anybody knows any custom bead, like metal bead is what I would want. It's like probably something, sterling silver would be best. I'd do stainless steel though, because I don't have sterling silver money. Um, but that'd be really cool. Off topic, but just wanted to say I love your wood floor and register. Well, thank you. This is my yep. Well, I'm glad you like it, Deborah. We're super professional here. You're too excited. I am so excited. Hey, Ernest, how's it going? Jean says, I bought a bunch of beads and they were really dirty, so I had to actually wash and rinse them. I had to put it on the fan. Took me several days because I had to sort them. Oh, well, I mean, if they need washed, they need washed. Ernest, if you wanted to send us an email at backtoearthcreations@yahoo.com, that's where we would line up any custom work. Also, oh, okay, Triquetra says, there's some details I'll give as to why I feel stuck. Okay. I've only ever made flower crowns before, so I'm not at all confident in doing a wire wrapped crown, especially because she wants crystals and shells, which sounds super cool, none of which I currently have in stock to use, however, meaning I needed a deposit to afford them. They're kind of more on the more expensive side. Gotcha. Now, what if, do you have polymer clay stuff? If I'm recalling, any polymer clay or any resin, because you may be able to make a polymer clay and resin alternative to the shells, because unless you wanted it like natural toned, if I'm painting shells, I may as well be using resin replicas or something that's going to be possibly more durable or possibly lighter weight, depending on how I make it. Gotcha. That's tricky. But yeah, weighing the costs of things. If there are no mistakes, then it's not handmade. That's a good way of looking at it, Anika. Are you going to sell any of these circlets on your site? If we have any left over after Anime St. Louis, then yeah. Thank you, Ernest. Okay, so this one, that's going to have a pretty tight little loop. I mean, well, yeah, we may as well. Because normally, what I would recommend, if you had the materials in stock, I'd have recommended just making a prototype. Like, because it sounds pretty cool. So even if she doesn't like it, maybe you do and you can keep it. And then you have a mermaid tiara. Are you just teasing us? No, it's. I don't see how I'd be teasing you. But no, it's we need stuff in stock for Anime St. Louis. Now, if you see, these are $50, and if you see one that you want, I will sell it to you. But I can't take the time to list stuff to the website right now. We've prioritized producing inventory over updating the website. We've got quite a few things on there for sale currently, and we hoped that that would be enough. Gotcha. Triquetra Moon says the shells are the cheapest part, actually. Is that she wants moonstone crystals, which are beautiful but expensive. If I get a deposit, pay for the materials, and end up not being able to make a good crown, I'll be stuck trying to give back the deposit, which I don't have the money for right now. That's the main reason why I don't feel confident in doing this. Gotcha. Now, is she determined on genuine moonstone, or does she just want the moonstone look? Because some of these nail polishes, let me grab. That's not the right one. Well, I'd use probably this as the base, or some other kind of like milky opaque, either like beige or white, or even like blurring in some silver with it, layered with, can't reach it, but like oh heck, I thought I had some, but then I scooched everything down and now my desk is in the way. Harumph and grumble. I can almost reach it. Oh, okay. It's the wrong color. But like how it's an iridescent sheer, like shimmery, like a mica one, you might be able to layer two colors of polish or something together, or acrylic paint. Oh God, where did I get these from? I'm just gonna set them in the front. Maddie went through so much work to organize these for me, and I've got the attention span of a goldfish. I'm sorry, Maddie. Triquetrimon says that part I would need to ask her about if she would be willing for the crystals to not be genuine, because I'm honestly even having a hard time finding good moonstone beads and crystals to wire wrap in the first place. Yeah, whenever it's something like that, I'll ask if it's like, is it just a look thing that they're interested in, or is it some folks will have like preferences of one gemstone or another because of its associations or it's their symbolism to them. So it's like, because sometimes if they just want that beautiful flash, you may be able to use a labradorite, or something, or that maybe you can find higher quality or better suited gemstones for. Okay, so we got that one scooched down. Now we're bringing this one up into the fray. I'm gonna actually, it is challenging everything in my brain to try to do this in the other direction while staying in frame and maintaining conversation. So please pardon me if I'm a bit scattered, y'all. If I sound scattered, it's because I am. Okay, now this one was going to be another spiral because we're mirroring this part right here. So, and the farther we get away from the center of our project, the less perfectly symmetrical I need it to be. Amazing Amy says labradorite is in the moonstone family, so that's a good thought. And that's something that it's like, if I can't find rose quartz, maybe regular quartz would be okay, or maybe, if I can't find a citrine, maybe, something still in the quartz family. But I'm a lot more blasé about my, swap outs and substitutions whenever it comes to stuff like that, especially once I started making my own glass beads. I started to not be mad at all if there were some glass beads, in my work as well. Oh, I did it on the wrong side. Y'all, behold, this is the hardest time I've had wire wrapping something in a long time. Okay, so there's the bead in the correct spot. We're going to go like this. Then we're going to go like that. And we're going to smush it. Boom, spiral achieved. And now from here, we can slide these back on up. I'm thinking on the next one, I'm going to do the upside down side first, because this is just the trickiest hand angle for me. And that way, if I do the more challenging side first, then on the easier side, it should technically be easier to. Okay, and now we're going to wrap it in that style. It should be easier to. Oh, and I went from front to front instead of front and back. Again, it's not the end of the world. Not at all. But if I do the more challenging side first, I may have an easier time getting the other side to match, is what I was thinking. Ooh, congratulations on reaching level 3, Anika. Have a good night. Thank you for hanging out with us. Yeah, at this point, I've given up. I'm just going to keep spiraling it down. Oh, I'm not certain. That's a good question. Donna's asking what kind of shells you're using. Woo, excuse me. Pardon me, y'all. Triquetrimon says, I also put off talking to her about it because when I did, the cost analysis is like, wow, that's probably not going to be what she thought this is going to cost her, but that's just the reality of commission pieces. Well, thank you. That's tricky because it's, you don't know what, like, I never know what somebody's going to say until I actually have the conversation with them. And more often than not, whenever I do talk to them about it, it's not what I was afraid of. And so long as we're just open and honest and be like, okay, I did a price quote on that and it to me, that seems kind of expensive. I didn't know what kind of budget you had in mind. Because oftentimes, when it was my first time taking commission work, it was also my customer's first time commissioning something. So the only thing we can do is just have open and as concise and honest of communication with our clients as possible, and just go from there. And if it's out of her budget, we have to trust her to say, oh, that's way out of my budget, maybe we can figure something out, but if I let my fear stop me from having the conversation at all, then I'll never know what they would have said. Hey, Andrea, how's it going? She says, I hope you're having a lovely spring day. We are. Just got off work and I'm running errands trying to catch the live stream while out and about. Well, drive safe. Today is an exercise in a lack of symmetry. We have nailed it. All right, but you'll notice now we have all of this excess wire, which is what we're going to come in and add the layers of distraction on with. Now, first things first, I want to make for certain that we do have a spot for our ribbon to attach to. And so I like to use my 8mm. I'm going to come out just a little ways and I'm going to bring this around. And I like to bring it around to the front of the wire. So there we go. And then keeping my pliers in that loop to make it hold its shape. But this gives us just a little bit of space that if we wanted to wire wrap on a little hair comb or something, we could, or we could attach the ribbon, or they could use up to 3 pins to pin it into place, like little bobby pins or something. So I'd always rather give myself a larger loop than what I need than going too small. Right on. She wanted cowrie shells mixed in, which sounds beautiful. That does sound beautiful. So, and again, it doesn't have to go to the front. I just always take note of that in my mind, or try to. That way I can try to make the other side match. And then again, holding on to it with the pliers so that it stays, oops, the right size. I just don't quite have enough hands, so I'm actually just going to pinch right there. There we go. And wrap enough that it's nice and grounded. There we are. And we're going to do the tricky side first. So we're just bringing this around. And I'm just going to kind of frame the beads. And I'm going to try to do one side and then the other. I am so tangled up in this. This is the most tangly project. But that's all right. It gives me something to complain about. So we're just coming around. And now it's up to the top. And now from here, I'm going to just do, I like to put my finger right off to the side. That's my favorite way to get like a gradiated swag that I can try to have to be the same side on the other side, or the same size on the other side, because, if it feels the same, you could also use like a knitting needle or something, but I try to use my hands when I can, because that way I'm not fumbling about with my tools. And I'm going to wrap this one yeah, around to the back one more time. Oh, and then I'm going to skip some spaces, and again pressing down here and pressing in with my thumb. Grounding around that bead. Hey, Captain Collagen, made it to kick commercial-free enjoyment. Oh, she says beautiful elven fairy crown circlet. I love the colors. I love them too. Thank you. All right, and so time to get this to match before I get too far ahead of myself. So here we are. And by keeping the bead order symmetrical on each side, then I know I'll need to be on the cube bead side of that one. So cube bead side, there we are. And I'm going to wrap and then wrap. Then we'll come down and around this way, press in to try to get the sizing to match. It's all well and not symmetry for sure, but as always, just happy little accidents. This is probably going to be, you're right, this is probably going to be one of my favorite crowns. Ooh, Itsy says, I did my first wire wrap since hurting my hand. I made a pendant for my daughter to give her friend. Ooh, how did it go? How's your hand feeling? So yeah, and again, we're a little higher on this one than on that one. That'll be fine. That'll be just fine. Okay, I kind of want to do a little whoop de swoop on this one just because we can. So I'm going from the front to the back. I think that helps it maintain a delicate look. And then I'm going to wait to see what to do to make sure we have enough from this side. So it's back. Oh, but I kind of liked that better. Too late. Already did the on the other side. So I swooped around. Yeah, that'll be cool. And then up from behind. And then around and up. And so now I'm going to trim these to be the same length. But I'll wait because I'll just wait. The tips of my fingers said, oh God, not again, but my wrist is just fine. So fingers crossed, I'm back into wire wrapping. Yeah, the fingers hurting. That's just part of getting back into it. But yeah. So there we are. And we still have this wire here. Now, while we have it here, I'm going to measure to try to get them to be pretty close to the same length. You could totally use a ruler. I save all of my little scrap pieces like this for making bead links out of, because it may not seem like enough to make a circlet, but that's plenty enough to make a bead link, or possibly two if we're just smushing it right up onto the bead. Okay, and we can also always feel free to add more wire here too. So, but I'm going to take this one and I'm going to bend it around. Oh, I love that. Oh, the three together and the way that it like whoop, and it's like almost paisley. Oh, I like it. Okay. Kathy says, yeah, glad your wrist is cooperating. Fingers need to get in line, right? And I just let it vine and grow however we think it ought to. So I've got that little bit. I'm not going to trim that just yet because we may be able to make like a little loop or something. So this one, we went from back to front. So let me try to get that extracted from our loop. Oh, hey, Debbie. It looked musical, right? Yeah, like a little treble clef or something. Oh, I'm missing a whole wire over here. It's still pretty though. Just wrapping around town. Around town. And then we'll trim this side. We're just going to shape this around. Just a little whoop. The main thing I'm looking for here is to make sure that I'm not pinching my wire with my pliers. And I'm just building that spiral kind of back towards the ends of the piece as opposed to the center. Just little details. Okay. So I'm going to twist this so that the little antenna is up that way. If we used some square wire, we could totally incorporate twisting like that into like as a design element. Square wire is tricky though because not all my beads will fit on it. I think if we trim that loop off and then make a fresh loop, we can always trim off a little more. And this is a fairy crown. We don't even need it to be symmetrical. Like since when did fairy stuff need to be like geometrically perfect? Like some of it is, but it doesn't need to be. And so we're just building ourselves some super cute little antennae. And I'm just going to hook it around right there. Like that on both sides. And then I'm going to bring that spiral in just a smidge more so that it closes around that wire. And this is something that honestly, if I were making it for myself, I wouldn't have closed those spirals. I liked the wide open airy look. But as we sell these to clients or customers out of our booth, they may not know how to fix it if it comes popped off. So I err on the side of more secure if I can. This should be freeform, whimsical and mystical. Yes! Hey, Gamnut, how's it going? So y'all ready? Let's try it on and see how our creation came out. And again, you could use ribbon, you could use elastic, you could use little hairpins. Just shaping around, roughly head shaped. Oh, that's quite nice. I really like that. Now the silver gets lost on my complexion, but I love it. Oh my God, I love that. Ah. Yeah, I feel like such a fashionista here lately, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm a recovering tomboy from all the way back in high school. Randy, what do you think of that? I just want to be a little Greek goddess. Like, Randy, do you like it? Like, it makes it look like I have a regular sized forehead, but that's fine. And now we can take this as well and change the shape. Some folks prefer a heart shape to the straight across. Debbie says, I was thinking of giving up wire wrapping, but you've inspired me again. Oh, Debbie. That's amazing. Like, I'm glad to share the love of wire wrapping with you because I'm having a blast. I like it even better. Sorry, y'all. I'm going full fashion gremlin. Never give up. Never surrender. We are our last hope. I'm gonna have to make one of these for me to wear in the booth. Like hot dog. What time is it? 4:28. Let's make another one. It took me an hour and a half. Oh my god, you guys. Next one I'm gonna do is vintage bronze because I may, quite frankly, end up keeping this one for myself. And vintage bronze is my color. I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna cut a little bit more wire on this one. So a full arm's length, so around 5 feet. So this isn't going to be a pain in the butt to work with at all because it's gonna have super long wires. Okay. Y'all, I'm going to be right back. I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee going. I'll meet y'all back here. I'll be right back, you guys. Do we have a be right back screen or something? Do y'all want to see the turtles? Turtle cam time. These are my fairy god turtles. Oh my god, guys. All right, you guys, these are my fairy god turtles. I'm taking care of them for my niece until she's done with college. And so I'm gonna go have a coffee cup break. I'll be right back. This is LT and Shellron eating their daily. Yeah, we've got a red-eared slider and a yellow belly slider. And they're awesome. I live in service to these turtles. So I'll be right back, you guys. Hey, Jenny. These are our niece Maddie's turtles. She's going off to college in June, and so we've been taking care of her turtles for her, and they are my fairy god turtles until she finishes up with college. So I'm excited about that. They're easy to keep though. Like they stopped being loud. I need to add more water, but we got rainbows coming in, you guys. My favorite time of day, rainbow time. I gotta put this stuff. How are you doing today, Jenny? It's been a minute. Oh, what? Who did? Where?
Bathroom.
What?
Don't act surprised. You know what you
What? Are you talking to me or the cat? Oh, okay. No. Oh my gosh. He's such a gooby. Okay, you guys, coffee time. I have a mini zoo. I have bungees. I have a cockatiel. What are bungees? I have pet rats. We have a ball python snake, a bearded dragon, cats, dogs, you name it, we're going to have it. Wow, that sounds awesome. I've got my hands full with the 2 turtles, 7 chickens, the 1 Z-dog, the 1 Ember. Now we've got Mr. Puddums, our porch cat, who's my neighbor's cat, but he lives on our porch and I feed him twice a day. And so I feel a little responsible for his well-being, but I can't keep stealing the neighbor's pets. Like, so, oh, bungies are, is it bungee or bungie? Ooh, those straight up, there were some turkey vultures on the neighbor's house this morning while we were looking out the front porch. I was sitting on the front porch with Mr. Puddums. We were just having our morning coffee, hanging out, doing some bird watching. Yeah, I've been going nuts getting my employment status changed. It looks like I may finally be getting into a routine again. Right on. It's nice to have a little bit of a routine. Bungees? I don't know. All right. This is good coffee. I've been brewing. We've got one of those little Mr. Coffee coffee pots that brews like a 4-cup, which is really just 2 cups. Like it's 2 of these. But whenever I put the coffee in, I also put in a he's so adorable. It makes my brain stop functioning. What were we saying? I put a vanilla chai tea bag in with the coffee grounds, and I don't think I'm ever going back. Jean says, do they need a place to be out of the water? They have a basking dock. It was right like to the left out of frame. But yeah, they have their heat and like their different lamps that they need and their basking dock. So I'd love to get them a bigger tank, but this is what we have. So and I'd have more water in it, but the crossbar is broken because we got this one secondhand. No, I'm not going to say no to a free fish tank. Oh, wow, Mama Kay. That's awesome. Okay, so I have the longer of the 2. I'm going to go ahead and bind off one of its ends so I know what's up. Y'all, I've been having such a good time. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me today. It's just, it feels like leaving a really long voicemail for my friends. Every time I shoot a video and every time I do these live streams, it's like you're at work, so you can't FaceTime me, but I'm still chit-chatting on the phone, just getting to hang out with you. Okay, so now I'm going to set this off to the side, and we're going to establish the order of beads. So we've got that. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Let's be a little bit more in frame. Remember when a cup of coffee is actually a cup? Now it's mugs of coffee. In my case, giant travel cups of coffee. Yeah. It's good stuff, though. I enjoy a cup of hot bean juice. My son got sea monkeys for his birthday last year. They freaked him out, so they live in my craft room now. Right on. So now we have some more of these beads. And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. I guess we only need the 2. I think I had some missed. Kathy says, I understand staying in the comfort range. I'm jumping out of mine soon. I bought some spooky cabochon molds for resins, and I have to pour many of them for my sister to make up for our booths. Right on. Oh, that'll be fun. Slider stickers. Oh, that'd be cool. I have an African sulcata tortoise. Oh, what's that like? Oh, hey, Fortune S'mores. I need to send you photos of my leopard gecko. Yes, please. I need to make a wire wrapped pendant, says K Beads. I have the stones to wrap, but I'm afraid I'll mess it up, so I'm sticking to what I'm comfortable with. You know, and that's if sometimes whenever we come to craft, we need to do it for what we need more than what our booth needs. So if today is the kind of day where you just want to stay in your comfort zone, there's nothing wrong with playing inside your comfort zone. But if it's the kind of day that you feel like it might be good to be daring, don't be afraid. Go for it. Oh, that's going to be so cool. Okay, if I missed anybody's questions or anything, please resend it. That way I don't miss it. Have you made with top drilled quartz crystals? I haven't, and I don't know if I have any, but that's worth checking through my stash for because that would be really cool. And this is the last one of these beads that I'd had pulled out. Let's see. I'm going to space them just a little bit more. Playing with our beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for these, our main point of symmetry is here from the middle radiating out, but we can also do where these are the secondary points that it's radiating out from. So I'm going to go ahead and do these beads, but I want to search and find 4 more of a faceted clear. And this is where it is helpful to me that I organize my beads by, I'm going to leave that on the floor because it is only going to keep getting pulled off the table. All right. This is why I'm really glad I organized my beads by just general color group, like color scheme, is because now we can take this, we can pull this out, because I know I want something in the clear color family, and I keep those in with my white beads. Like the white, clear, and silver are kind of all in the, that's just how my brain groups them. So, and I want 6mm. So I'd like to get to where I have these trays organized by size within like the, bugle beads and different things. But generally, if I can cluster them together, I will. In the 6mm are my most common size that I use. Here we have some shiny and some matte. I'm going to go with the shiny. I have 22 weeks in quitting smoking. Oh, Jean, congratulations. I still remember when you came in here, and I think you had let us know that it was day 1 or day 2. Way to stick with it. That's awesome. We're going to need to check and make certain that these beads fit. Oh, I love it. Amazing. Amy says, I was a bad girl today. I went a little wild at the Joanne going out of business sale. Oh, tell me everything. You're so bad, Amy. Tell me every detail, please. Like, because I have been specifically avoiding and it pains me, but it is not in the cards right now. There we go. I'm loving the icy color too. So now we've got this little 6mm to put in, and this varies away a little bit from what we were doing, but I think that'll be fine. I think that'll be all right. So this one may end up being just a little longer. Still using the 4mm. And even though I'm using vintage bronze wire, I like using the silver beads. So I can start clustering these a little tighter to each other. There we go. Kathy says, my sister and I were talking about Joanne's last night. Nice. I still don't know if the one in our area, because I can't even Google it because I can't be trusted. But I don't know if the one in our area is going out of sale or going out of business or not. I can't check until after Anime St. Louis, is what I've told myself. You know, I may enjoy this a little bit more if I can see what I'm doing by just using these bead tweezers. I'm starting to like these flocked fabrics a little bit more than the bead trays, specifically because I can't store beads and stuff on it. Like, it doesn't become a place where the beads just live, because all of my bead trays are currently completely, they've become bead trays themselves because there's stuff in it that I don't know where else to put it, and it stressed me out, so I just put the lid on it and tucked it away. And that's, I mean, at least they have the lids, thank goodness for that. It does keep the dust off. But as far as having a usable work surface, I really like these flocked trays because they keep stuff from rolling at least a little bit. All Joann's are closing? Oh, all of them now? Oh, man. All right. This is that version of the simulation that we live in. It's okay. I accept it. Like, I cannot control outside things, but I can control my reaction to them, and this will be just fine. Because the end of one thing is often the beginning of something else. Like, I wonder if we're going to see a surge of local specialty stores, the way that, like, kind of having big box craft stores, I'm not going to say it killed like local bead shops, but it's really hard for, you know, the local bead shops that, you know, we know of, like the one in Springfield. They've been able to stay open, but a lot of the other ones, at least in our areas, whenever we were in Tennessee and then here in Missouri, um it's hard for a small bead shop to stay in business whenever, oh, I could go to Joann's and I can go to Hobby Lobby and I can go to Michael's. But then it got to the point that, like, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, and Michael's were just slightly different flavored versions of each other. Like, I could find silk floral at all three. I could find cute seasonal knickknack home decor at all three. And it's just slight variations of each other's gnomes. Like, and so I wonder if with, you know, Joann's going out of business, if that will, if we're starting to see the changing of tides into having more you know, small local bead shops, maybe with like vintage beads and things. That'd be really cool. You know, Right on, Kathy. She says, I loved the Springfield shop the year we were there. Is it the one that was like attached to the leather store? Because that's like the coolest place in Springfield, other than the aquarium. Did you say you were selling these for $50 each? Yeah, is it what we were thinking? So I hope that's the good price. Yeah. Amazing Amy says our small town mall is all but dead, but the little stores in town have a waiting list for rent. The pendulum swings on these things. Malls used to be, where it was freaking at, and now it seems like people are more interested in doing like a third Thursday type thing, or like downtown crawl, or so it's just because things are changing doesn't mean it's bad. Heck, I hope to have a mom and pop shop on like a town square. Like that'd be amazing. We were looking at the pricing for some of the things, but there's not, they're proud of that real estate and I don't blame them, but it is well out of my range of what I can afford. So, at least in Carthage. But I'm hoping if I could just put the vibe out there for it, I'm really hoping that we'll be able to rent a place on the town square that has a residential apartment above it or behind it or below it or something. um, Running our wire through our nylon jaw pliers, and that Randy and I would be able to go rent that building to try out having a storefront. But it gets us from Missouri to Tennessee. And then from there, we could find whatever property we'd like to invest in, whether it's that property or whether it's just buying, a home or what. But we got to get home to where family is. Being 9 hours away was tolerable for a while, but we can't hardly stand it anymore. Being so far away from family. So I'm just stringing on some beads. But yeah, so I'm hoping that if, because like Bed Bath and Beyond, closed up shop, at least in our town. So as some of these larger corporate stores who were all just copying off of each other anyways, um, like as far as what product lines they seemed to carry, we might see mom and pop shops, specialty shops sprout back up. Jean says Hobby Lobby has a lot of cool stuff, but no coupons. They used to have that 40% off any item, but now it seems like they've done away with that in favor of, like a while now, for in favor of different weekly sales. There are no bead shop in E-Town or Shepherdsville. Gotcha. Right on, Nanavex. Yeah, and it's crafters gonna craft, and we got to get our beads from somewhere. And so it may end up that we all do pilgrimages like twice a year to the different bead, gem and mineral shows, or some of the there's a Christmas warehouse in Texas that my sister and her daughter like to go to. That is just a Christmas decoration warehouse that's open to the public around Christmas time. So it's like, gosh, can you imagine if we could go to a bead warehouse? I'd lose my dang old mind. Um, Triquetra says, I can't remember if I asked you about this before, Vaughn. I saw this silver clay stuff that you mold like polymer clay and then set it on fire with a torch and it turns into silver jewelry. Have you tried that before or seen it? It looks pretty cool. Woo! Um, well, the stuff I'm familiar with is called silver clay, and that was typically you could do it with a torch, but it was recommended to do it with a kiln. So I don't know if this is the same formulation, but it looks really cool. Like I've seen one that they were just like torching it on their like cooking stove. I was like, I didn't know you could do that. Um, it looks super duper cool though. But I've not worked with it. Hoovian asks, what made y'all move so far away in the first place? Well, my mama and her husband, who's my bonus dad, because my father had passed away when I was 13, um, they were truck drivers and they were dispatched out of this area. And So they ended up getting a house in this area, even though we don't have neither of the sides of the family have anybody else who lives in this area. That was just, you know, this is where they were at. And my mama wasn't doing so well. And so my bonus dad called me and he was like, you might need to come and like say goodbye. And I was like, they thought she was going to have to go into a nursing home. And so I was like, well, what if I came and, if Randy and I came and we just helped take care of her? Because it sounded like she just needed somebody, like an assisted living a little bit, to help get her health right. Because it's a vicious cycle. You fall and you get hurt. So you're having to lay and do bed rest and heal and stuff, but you're not moving as much and you're not able to stand and do your own cooking. So you're eating like either takeout or TV dinners. So now your blood sugar, you're, and so now your blood sugar's feeling like crap. So now you're falling more because you feel wretched. Um, and that was the cycle she was going through. And she just kept not having an opportunity to be in good enough health to get her strength back. Um, and so I was like, if I could be there, because she and I, we're the same creature, truly. We will kill ourselves to carry everything down the stairs in one trip. It's like I ignored the empty laundry basket to put every bit of dirty laundry and bedding into one basket so I could try to carry it down the stairs. And it's like whenever there's nothing stopping me from doing it in two trips except for I'll be damned. Um, she and I are the same creature. And so she'd hurt herself coming down the stairs or like stepping out of the tub or something. So I was like, I bet if she just had somebody to just help, just be there, while he's on the road, then I bet she'd recover. And so we did. We moved out here, and for about a whole year, we drug her butt to the gym almost every day. I was staying on top of her macros and stuff. So I was basically doing all of her cooking and um, just helping her to make sure she's staying on her meds and making sure that she's staying up and moving. And like we'd walk laps in the pool and she growled at me the whole time. But I was like, haha, you taught me how to be a bitch. Like we are doing this. Doctor's orders. Because the doctor was like, she's a non-compliant patient. And I was like, oh, I know. Me too. But anyways, she's doing fantastically. She turned 74 recently and she lives up in Michigan with my bonus dad and they are delightfully uh just living their best life. And so yeah, she's doing great. But we kicked her butt into gear. And then Fred actually gifted us, my bonus dad gifted us, well they did, gifted us this home because like his mama was elderly and they were moving up to be with her. And he was like, well, y'all didn't ask for anything. Like we didn't even ask you to come out, you just did. Like, well, we asked if we could first, move in and help take care of her. But and he's like, I wouldn't have a wife if it weren't for you. And I'm like, that's not my fault. But we're sassy, I guess. But he gave us his house and he was like, for better or worse, here you go. And it's a massive money pit, but it's such a blessing to have this home because I don't think there would have been any way other than this that Randy and I would have ever been able to have a home, that wasn't, like a rented apartment or something. And we never really had much money for that. And we do so many odd things. So it's like, I wouldn't be able to run kilns and do torch work and stuff. So it's really opened up just all these, it made everything in the world possible that they gave us a home. So that's honestly, they set a really good example to us of how I think, that's just the way to be. And so we're trying our best to be helpful to our nieces in any way. Um, but so much stuff is breaking on the house and the electricity is getting a little scary, um, and stuff that we're like, it's time. Uh, it's time to go back home. So, because we've got more illness in the family, we took a couple of months off from making videos and live streams and everything. But Vivian says, good on y'all for doing that. Well, She was my mama. You've got to do that. Like, however much we might, snarl and hiss at each other in the day to day, she's my mama. I wouldn't be who I am without her. And it's just my dad. He would have said, whenever we'd be watching a movie and some criminals doing something terrible, he'd be like, "That's not the way to be." And whenever he'd be like, "That's the way to be." It's just what he called it. It's like then I feel like that's just you just be there for people if you can, like period. Yeah. Well, and there's always that part of me too that's like, wouldn't it be great to like be cared for whenever I'm older? Like maybe I can try to be the change that I want to see in the world because like Randy's nice hopes for our future are not bright. We're like, oh my god, we're gonna end up in a nursing home, and so we're trying to do our best to plan for our future and stuff, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so this one I'm gonna be doing way more snug than the other one because I learned my lesson, and I'm doing the hard side first. So let's come on back this way. Yeah, Soulstone Seeker. Oh, I love your name. Um, it says we are not promised time. 100%. Today is all we have, and what a gift that is. Mama K says, that is what I've been going on since last July when I fell down our stairs. My right leg has a grapefruit-sized hematoma, which has been surgically removed once and it's back again. Oh, I've been messing with my health. Oh, Mama K, that's rough. You're resilient, though. Look at you go. Oh, Kathy says those colors are stunning together. Right. And I love the little bit of pop of silver, just brightens it up a little bit. I worked in a nursing home. You'd be surprised how many families just drop their parents off and leave them to rot. It's awful. And I mean, but as somebody who's already lost one parent, it's like, how do you? It's real easy to just mentally shut down. So I try to not judge one way or the other. Oh, Jean says my older sis just turned 80. My grandma had to go into a nursing home because she can't live on her anymore. It's sad, but my mom just cannot take on the ordeal of being her full-time caregiver. She has her own stuff she has to take care of too. Right. No, it's a whole like I hate to like chop the conversation, but I'm gonna get really emotional and just be all kinds of fits and stuff if we keep going down this conversation. So we're gonna change topic. Look, a distraction. Yeah, there we go. All right. So yeah, by staying just nice and snug, since the beads are in the way, they can only go so tight. So wow, that's the same age I was, Jean. We're gonna slide this one down. There we go. I need some, but haven't used it yet. I was curious. It was pretty much the same as the rest of the stuff. Ooh, have you used the gold wire from Parawire? Yes, we actually sent some out in our kits. Not too long ago. So let me go. It's stiff. It's stiffer. The gold wire is. Distraction time. Have we found a camping place? Yes, kind of. But Randy and I have to go and check it out in person. And there were like tornadoes and floods for this past weekend. So we didn't. Um, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to get out there before Anime St. Louis. I will text you more about it whenever we figure out. Like, I don't know why I tried to do a stealthy wink, but it's just we don't know yet because we're so hopeful, but the site's got to be like flat or flat enough, like is what we're looking for. No camping in tornadoes and floods. But that's the trauma bonding. So yeah, building the spirals at the same time really helps me in theory. I still somehow did them differently. Okay, there we go. No tents flying away in the night. That isn't a fun time. Tornadoes and floods. Oh my. Yeah. Hey, Amber Cat. And now we're going to slide down these ones. And I'm going to do a little bit of a bend. And then we're going to flump and flump. And I'm just focusing on building up towards like the top. But actually, since the water's been quite high, soon would be a really good time to go and check it out because it's on like a peninsula. Y'all, if we choose this place, it's going to be like the coolest. And it has potential to be, if we were to have a camp along, like a craft along convention that's like indoors and not just in tents, it might actually be at this venue. Okay, so there's those ones. Sliding the beads down. And again, just maintaining that front to back because I think it gives it a really, whenever we start adding layers, it doesn't add as much bulk, I feel. Kathy says, back in my Girl Scouting days, we had bad weather. The leaders put us in the bunk houses and dropped the tents. Yeah. Whenever we go camping, there's usually 80-mile-per-hour winds on at least Friday, but we've been very lucky for the camp alongs the past couple of years. But if there's a body of water, we usually having some weather, but we always plan on it being terrible. Oh, really, Triquetra? That's really cool. She's up in the tree. The tornado blew her up there. She's fine. She found a squirrel family to home with. Yeah, no floods when camping. Are you doing any resin nowadays? Not really. I don't like being masked and gloved up, and I've been called to other things quite a bit. But I don't have anything against resin, and I hope that the resin we have will still be good when I find my way back to it. So we went to put them back up. We looked like the cows walked on us. Oh, goodness. But yeah, just repeating this motif. Amber scratching on her scratching post. Just wrapping around the same direction, the same nice and snug up on it. Right? Oh, Michelle says, in the last 2 years have been awesome. Beautiful weather for beautiful people. Just a beautiful time all in all. And I agree entirely, by the way. Like, it's some of the, all year I look forward now to the camp along. Like, when things are hard, I'm like, we'll be able to take a break at the end of September. Like, I'm already looking forward to it. But I'm also bracing myself for there's no way it can be 3 years in a row of that perfect of weather. So, oh, Soulstone asks, what resin do you prefer? We had been using art resin, which was pretty nice for doming on things, but it's not my favorite for casting. For casting, I prefer Smooth Cast 300 or the Smooth Cast Color Match, if off the top of my head, if I recall, and it cures pretty quick. I know you're not in a tent with 80-mile-per-hour wind. Like whenever we camp at Stockton Lake, we'll get there and just not set stuff up until after the storm has come through, and then we'll set up with headlamps on because we're like, I'm not falling for your trickery again, nature. So we'll just enjoy like the sunset and stuff. we'll leave everything in the car until after. Yeah, you never know. I've got my fingers crossed, but I still plan on, like, we're defo bringing our corkscrew like tent stakes and stuff, and like, because again, if we go with this campsite, it's right on like the peninsula of a lake, and it looks gorgeous, and they have horseback riding, which I'm really excited about because one of my goals for years has been to lose enough weight to be able to go horseback riding, um which that opens up a whole can of worms for, every time I mention it. But some of the, this place in particular that has the horseback riding has a 240-pound weight limit, that they're strict about, but I think that's rider and tack. And I don't know how much their saddles weigh, and I haven't gotten the balls to call and ask them. Um, but I'm kinda excited that I might by September, if I keep being consistent in just being consistent and showing up, um, then I think I might have lost enough weight to be able to ride the horses. And that would be the coolest thing in the whole world. Because I have not even re-entered my horse girl era yet. But y'all, when I was a kid, I only had Barbies so that I had someone to take care of my toy horses because somebody needed to brush them. Like, so I'm really like, plan for the worst, expect the best. Yep. I'm hoping someday to do a line of jewelry in memory of my aunt, says Triquetra. She left me all her jewelry stuff, and I hope I can find her business stuff again. I know I have it somewhere. She had business cards and stuff I want to somehow incorporate with the design. Oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. Cat and Cauldron said English saddles weigh way less than Western saddles. Just saying, horse girl to horse girl. And that's if it were my own horse intact, I would probably go the English route. But it's just a riding, like a trail ride stable. Like they're not even giving lessons. They're like, you're gonna sit on the horse. It's gonna take you from point A to point B. And so long as they let me like brush it, I don't care. That's perfect. Like I just want to brush the horse. But yeah, so I'm kind of really excited about that. So we'll see more updates about that weight loss adventure over on the Vonster vlog. Ooh, let me go let that Z dog in. Why, hello. Come on in, big boy. Yeah. Oh, what a good dog. So I've actually started, I felt a little silly, but I was practicing doing step ups to make sure that I'd be able to like get up into the saddle. And I'm glad I practiced because I need a lot of practice. But I'm going to keep losing weight. I'm going to keep exercising to build my strength and balance and all that good stuff. But again, as long as I can just keep showing up consistently, I think just showing up and doing the bare minimum gets us so much farther. Michelle says, "Did y'all get a new rug?" This is we swapped it with the upstairs rug because I don't know, I kind of just felt like it. So Kathy says, "I just want to love all the horses that live beside me." Right? There used to be horses when we lived in Tennessee. The neighbor had horses in the cow pasture sometimes. And they ended up putting up a no trespassing sign because I kept sneaking over to the corner of their field and stealing horse poop. Um, which I get, but and I would pet the horses too, but I really wanted their poop for my garden. Um, took five boys camping one year. Oh, hey Holly, how's it going? So giddy up, miss mine. Oh, and that's the thing is, I think if I ever got to be around horses, I would just be devastated to not be able to be around them afterwards. So it's something I've been kind of scared to like. Oh, what if I go and hang out with some horses and then I'm like incurably gotta get horses now? I don't have horse money, so I'll have to like, I don't know, just stealth camp in somebody's field until they put up no trespassing signs. Um, Michelle says our neighbors' horses come onto our property a lot. Okay, Kathy was saying took 5 boys camping one year. The site they wanted to set up was a lake the next morning. As it was, we ended up sleeping in the car with the heater on. Oh my gosh. 5 boys car camping. What a handful. I don't have horse money either, which is just rude because I need horse money. Same. Happy Monday. Hey, Saki girl. Happy Monday to you too. Just finished 60 baby steps. Oh, Saki girl, that's so good. We did a 10-minute one this morning with the train with Joan, which demolished us. Part of why I'm standing is because if I sit, I'm not going to be able to get back up. My freaking glutes and quadriceps and stuff. Got a sick burn from leg day. Make sure you wear a very supportive sports bra when you do ride. That's a good tip. Thank you. Yeah, I went to Zumba, which was canceled this past week because of the tornadoes, and I didn't find it out till we were in front of the YMCA because they don't post about it on their Facebook page, which I felt like would have been a good place to have posted that kind of information before we drove out into the tornado to see if there was Zumba. But anyways, I made my decisions. But the first Zumba class that I took, I was like, oh yeah, this sports bra is not cutting it. I need a sportsier sports bra. Rocky says, hey Rocky, it really does suck to have horses, then have to move and can't take the horses with. It's depressing AF. Yeah. And so I'm hoping I'm just going to be brave and risk it and go on a trail ride and see where life takes me. So yeah, Edwin and I worked on the pool area yesterday, and last night we were both walking like old people, all hunched over. Yep. Ooh, Kay says I was gifted bags of beads, both used and brand new. I'm trying to organize them. It's a big job. I don't know how you keep so organized. Okay, it didn't happen overnight. Not at all. And I'm not a naturally organized person. Randy is. He's very reasonable about things like that. And so he started me on the just like with like, and it took like we started making YouTube videos in 2016. And it took until we did our last major rearrange in 2022 or 2023. Um, and that whole time I'm like doing fly lady, trying to stop being a hoarder, like just a little it took that whole time to get to where things are where they're at now, which are like kind of organized. They're way more organized than what they were, but it's like surface deep. There's chaos. There's just bins of chaos, but at least we got it in the bins. So I'm going to come 3 beads in on this one. I'm just wrapping around. I'm going to see if I can wrap left-handed actually. Because I'm just using, you can see where the wire bit into my thumb. If I use the same part of my thumb each time, or the same part of, boom, that's like still not symmetrical, but it happened faster, so that's good. Debbie says, I loved your craft fair setup videos. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. We're actually going to be making more because we have Anime St. Louis coming up. And so we're going to do a mock booth setup. And I was going to get video of that and write down notes and do like a voiceover and then show how what we did in the mock booth setup translates to actually setting the booth up. So those are going to be the 2 big things that Randy and I tackle this week, in addition to finishing up not finishing the tie-dye, but just whittling away at more of the tie-dye, is we're doing the mock booth setup and we're recording for April's craft along project, which is an amphora wire wrap. Let me see. I'm going to come back up to this area, and I'm going to risk sitting. Oh, stretch break, everybody. Oh my goodness gracious. Because we did an upper body day like 3 days ago, and Randy and I is like this spot on both of us. Like anytime we want to do something nice, we'll just come up to the other person and just like massage right there. So it is so stiff. Doing some shoulder rolls. Snap, crackle, papa. All right. Let's sit so we can think with our brains. I barely have cat money. Oh, Valerie, I feel that it's about $80 a month. 2 cats, litter, wet and dry food. Yeah. Oh, do the cha-cha. Bruce Lee was a master at it. Do the cha-cha, y'all. There's a sports bra I keep seeing ads for that like zips closed in the front and it has all these straps that you pull to tighten and it looks like it's pretty supportive. I think it's called She Fit or something. I've seen that ad as well. And that's Michelle says I've seen that bra ad as well, but now I get the one where they put watermelons to hang on the bra to show how it supports the girls. I want to see the person's x-ray of right here after wearing it for 8 hours because I'm like every bra is pretty much okay for like the first 20 minutes. But that's whenever I reach my threshold of like where's the quality? Cuz it, gonna how am I going to survive this bra for the day? Why does it look like it's snowing on the screen? Um, is it my dandruff? All right, let's see. Oh, the animated background because it's animated that way. Hoovian says I almost never put on a bra anymore. It gives me a pocket to like put snacks. Because I don't put my phone in there, but like if I find some cool rocks or something. Okay, let's see. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Copyright. Okay, so, and I'm going to do a couple. Yes, I'm doing this. Testing sports bra and giving your honest opinion could be great content. That would be something for over on the Monster vlog. And honest to goodness, I actually may because that Zumba class, y'all. The best sports bra I've used so far was my most overpriced sports bra that I got from like Athleta. But I'll be darned, it's like 2 bras in one. And it's a borderline like chest binder. But it really works. It really works. But yeah, Randy drove me to Zumba and I'm glad I was able to catch him before he drove off because class was canceled. I read it on the sign on the door about 30 seconds before the tornado siren started going off. And I was like, okay, it's fine, I guess. I guess they can close for weather. But we went home and I was kind of bummed out. So I ended up doing Zumba anyways. And I was wearing the sports bra that I had decided I was going to wear, which is that Athleta one. And it did its job. I don't know if I want that or if I want a little bloop. Oh, we doing a little bloop. And then we're coming around like that. Oh, I love it. If I could work out in my corset, I would. But alas, I like to be able to move a bit more than that when doing activities, right? Yeah, I don't believe in a long-term comfy bra. I believe in which one I can tolerate the most for the longest. But that's the expectation I have mitigated for myself before I just start free ranging. Ooh, Debbie says my dream project is a cupped corset, not to reduce the waist, but to support the ladies from below and save my poor shoulders. Right? All right. Oh, I'm digging the heck out of that. Well, don't mind if I do a little swirly swirl. And now we get to see if we can do it again on the other side. I was just getting into the zone, the auto zone. Okay, I'm coming 2 over, whomp, and I'm going back to front on these. I'm gonna turn it back upside down. There we go. What about the leather bra thing you used to wear all the time back in the day? That obviously isn't ideal for working out, but day to day it looks comfy. I've actually lost enough weight that I can wear that again without it being like it got a little, it still looked good, but it looked a little too good for like working in the booth. And so like I can't wear that out in public until like after 8 p.m. It is whatever I feel like. Okay, I can wear this. But I've lost enough weight that it doesn't look ridiculous anymore. And uh which Randy, I can hear him going ridiculously good, but it's like, thanks, honey. But and it's nice. It's very supportive. It helps really distribute. Well, it's got like 4-inch wide straps, so it really helps distribute the everything. Nonsense. That's how sales work. I'll be blushing all day. Like I started wearing higher neckline stuff because I was getting sunburnt a lot. And then to wear something after like a couple of years of wearing high necklines to wear some of my older clothes, I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, and so I'll just be like a little too, like, I function better with a little bit more of a modesty panel now, just because I feel like I'm like on the cover of a romance novel and I get all like the episode of Bob's Burgers when Linda got her hair dyed blonde. I become that, like, damsel in distress, like, oh my, what's this? And I don't get anything done. Randy doesn't get anything done. It's a mess. Va boom. Well, thank you, but not while I'm at work. It helps me to stay professionally minded, because otherwise, like, I'll just be like, blah, 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 like so. And Randy can vouch for that. The very first time, like, we went to a Renaissance festival together with Scarborough Fair, and he took me to a corset shop, and I was trying on corsets, and it was an overbust. Do what? Oh, I ran off? Well, I came back whenever I wanted to buy it, so but it smushed. I was an A cup at the time, and it smushed every little bit that I had up, and I was like, oh, boobies, and so I can't be trusted to not. What did we used to say? Show bobs. No. Oh my goodness. I loved that corset though. I can't remember the name of the company. It was a very good corset. But I think it's part of their sales strategy to sell corsets that just barely fit, because I gained 5 pounds and couldn't fit into it anymore. And so I was like devastated. So, tip, if y'all are ever out corset shopping, don't get the smallest size you can fit into. Go like a size or two up, because if you want to share with a friend, or if you want to layer more fabric underneath it, or if you want to like eat ever again. Because man, oh, that's a good point. Jean says you could wear a shirt over it. I can't remember. Do you have a pattern for that? I need something nice and supportive like that. It's hand drawn. The pattern is, so I don't know if I'd recommend it, and I need to do a little bit more fitting, um, just to make sure that it is still like a good pattern. But I'll have to see what we can do, Circlets. Okay. And I was devastated when that corset didn't fit anymore. Do, 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 do. But yeah, I'll be sure to post pictures and stuff of the different costumes that we're gonna wear, um, different outfits in the booth, because I'm all excited about it. Okay, and I'm gonna bring this around, coming around town, around town. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay, so we hundo percento definitely do a little loop-de-doop here, shaping around. Michelle says, I miss when you made costume pieces on live. Oh, I mean, circlets are kind of costume pieces. Maybe we're finding our way back to it. Coming around town. Ooh. And then down below, yeah, on both. Just checking the distance, the space between your bead and mine. Oh, that would be so cool. Okay. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to pull that down. I'm using the width of my hand to measure. Shaping both sides. Dun, 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 dun. And then I'm going to bring our little looped end through there and pull from back to front. And I pressed that in so that it starts the curve a little farther up. Oof. Oh, I love a nice curvy curve. All right. Ooh, pizza is here. Oh. Jill says, I know it's so much work, so I get it, just reminiscing. And I'm so excited about future projects. And that's something that I've been trying to shift my mindset away from feeling like, oh, I need to do that project, or oh, I need to do that again, or oh, and because I'll have the ideas and then I won't act on them because it's like, oh, I don't have the time, or oh, I don't, or oh, I can't this, or oh, I wish that, has been my mindset really hard about crafting. And so I'm trying to practice having the mindset of, let's do it. Let's do the thing. And it's, what was it I was doing? I'm using the tie-dye to practice that, to be like, I'll just tie it this way. And then I do it. And it's like, and it puts another weight on that side of the scale on I can versus I can't, because I've been putting so many weights on the side of the scale that's I can't because I don't have time, or I'm too tired, or whatever valid reason. I've been focusing on that, and it's like I want to tip that scale back over. And there was a project. Hey Randy, what was the project that I just dove into and did? I don't know, the other day, and it felt like a dam broke, and I was real refreshed and felt revitalized, and like boom, and I just jumped in and I did it. And it might have been just jumping in and doing the circlets, because I was like, I don't care if I think I'm too tired, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And once I break that seal, magic starts happening. Like, I have to just let myself get out of my own way, kind of. It's like, because I'm real good at talking myself out of doing projects, almost more than I am at doing them nowadays, it seems. But I'm working on it, and it's a delight to get to work on, because now here we are making freaking wire circlets. Triquetcha says, I'm so good at being in my own way. Same. I need beads to make some. Gotcha. Well, do you have just some wire? There are some projects that you could do with just wire too. I kind of like how I wish they were. I would have preferred them be a little bit more of the same shape, but really now that I'm looking at it, it's fine. Oh, she says, "What kind of pizza? We're on our way." Pizza does sound good. Fortunately, we are having Italian tonight. Right, we've got crock pot spaghetti um, going. It's just a palm noodle spaghetti in the crock pot. Oh, I am digging the heck out of this. Oh, and we still have all of this wire that we can now come in. Ah! Oh, I love it. Oh, or we could come through there, or we could come through. Yeah, I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to bend down, and then I'm going to grab with my round nose pliers and bend towards the back. 'Cause this is like, a three-dimensional piece. And then bringing that back. Oh, and it lands right where we wanted it to. Because we did that training bend. Boom. Very cool. Now we have to do that on the other side. Ah! Whew, the coffee's hitting. I'm like, whoo, jittery. I have the problem of starting a project and then getting distracted by a new project. We're 20, and it's like a year before I get back to the first one. I like that problem. Like I have it too, and I prefer that one over being in my own way. I'm just gonna say, like, if we get to pick which one, like which route of difficult to go down. Mm. And Jenny says, I was working part-time at Joann's, and then they said they were closing some stores, and to be safe, I started looking for a new job. Right on. I hope the job search is going well and that you find somewhere that you can flourish and that pays sick money. I made several circlets years ago. They are on foam heads looking at me from top shelf in my studio. I got distracted, haven't made it back to finish the last one. 10 years, time goes by fast. Time goes by, but beads don't go bad, so you could always pick them back up and just slap them into finished. Soulstone says, I do have lots of wire. You could make some wire beads. Debbie says, I need to clean up my craft room before some random YouTube cleaning channel finds it. Oh, no. Dude. Okay, no, I can't. That'd be like in another universe. I would totally go and organize people's craft rooms for them. Oh, I nah, I can't be trusted. I'd get distracted halfway through organizing your craft room. Um, Philly cheesesteak pizza. Ooh. Hey, Tiggy, how's it going? All right, so let's see if we can pull this off in the same way. So doing the little thumb push curve. I would get so I'd never leave. You just have a little craft gremlin hiding under your desk, like, got any beads? Like, it's for the best that. All right, using my beads for reference. So it's going to be right there. And we're going to bring this down, checking the spacing between those two wires, and beep boop. Bending that wire, bending it back, so we can just slide that on through. I love that. My new job is basically adult babysitting. Nice. I sit with the guy and talk with him all day while making sure he gets his chores and exercises done. I bring one craft project with me to work on, and he loves to watch and make suggestions. So it's an 8-hour day of crafting and chatting for the most part, and the crazy people pay me $16 an hour. That sounds awesome. I hope y'all vibe well. 'Cause I get grumpy, and I'd hate to have somebody have to babysit me and I'm all grumpy at them. Randy tolerates it pretty well, but Michelle says that's why it takes me forever to get my craft stuff organized because I see things I want to make and then nothing gets done. Squirrel. Ah! Oh my god. Cat and Cauldron says, Vaughn, I will send you an airline ticket and pay you if you will come to Southern California and organize my crafting for me. Randy can come too. I have a guest room and everything. I'm not gonna lie, Randy would have to come because he'd be the one keeping us on task. Years ago, when looking for easy to buy beads, I went and bought some old necklaces and clip earrings from the Goodwill and ended up with lots of different beads. Oh, nice. That's a very good idea, walk in the rain. That would be so fun. Okay, let's see. Where to from here? That's a little condensed for my taste, but it got us our bend. So I think I'm gonna, have it cross down right here. And I'm gonna need to feed through so it kind of locks it in a little bit. Ooh. I can smell the crock pot. Crosses over and it's wrapping around between that silver. Did I not do this in the, between, yeah, right there. Okay. Pushing that wire through. Oh, no, we can't have a fairy ball at the camp along, but if we did, I would totally show up dressed like a fairy. So maybe we might consider having a potluck / costume ball in the woods. I'll need to talk to Randy. I might just make myself fairy wings and wear them anyways. And if any of y'all want to dress up like a fairy at the potluck as well, you're more than invited to. In fact, it'd be weird not to. Sounds like what I do, substitute teaching. Most teachers give the students online assignments, so I bring craft projects so I earn money while I create. The students always have questions, and of course, I do walk around to see that they're on task and answer questions as needed, but mostly get crafts done. It's great. Nice. So if we come to Southern California, you got to make a short trip up near I am so we can go frolic in the big trees. Oh, big trees. Come on, chat, scroll up. There we go. He has cerebral palsy and MS, so he's about age 6 mentally. Wow, even though he's age 26. So we watch lots of cartoons too, and he likes Sesame Street. And when he's exercise include walking, so we go to craft stores and gem shows. That's awesome. It will be very nice. It was gonna be awesome. We're gonna have to make some little crowns and stuff, and wear our favorite tie-dyes, perhaps. I'll try to bring enough poi for everyone. The other ones I bought were expensive. Oh, okay. Went to a thrift store the other day and bought $10 worth of organized beads. I want to run my fingers through them. Oh, Jean, what kind of beads are they? So I'd use an EC wire in different colors, that electrical wire that I coiled and cut into spacers, and clear AB acrylic beads. Oh, nice, Kay. But I have 3 orders that need attention first. Prioritizing is important. I respect the heck out of that. The other ones I bought were expensive and had coffee beans for some reason, but they were really dirty and cost around $70 after shipping. What flavor are coffee beans? Like, I'd eat some coffee beans. We're getting pretty close, y'all. Oh, just an assortment of beads, right on. Well, I guess we're gonna have to figure out some sort of consulting or something because this definitely like I don't know. Let me start with if you guys want to send a picture to our email, I would love to just brainstorm with you. So I'm not charging anything or anything like that, but just to have sometimes having somebody to bounce ideas off of, or because sometimes you'll know the right idea when you say it out loud, just in the conversation of like I'll know when I'm brainstorming something with Randy and I'll be like, I wonder if we did it this way or this way. And it's like, no, we got to do it this way. And so just having somebody to chat it out with. Heck, just here in chat, actually, if you guys want to just talk about your craft rooms, because y'all are chock full of ideas, very good ones. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so they're just like raw dog coffee beans in with the beads. As a crafter, that sounds totally normal. Like I'm like probably got some like chocolate covered raisins in this bead tray. Hey, Brenda. She says, just saying, hey, I've been listening to you all in the background while I'm doing a macrame wall hanging. Ooh, I haven't done this since I was a teenager long ago. Ah, how's it going? How's it coming along? Okay, so now we get to decide, do we do a little spiral off that away? Do we have this come in crisscrossed? And I think I'm just going to do it right here. It's the weirdest hand position. I don't have to be doing that hand position. There we go. Still slipping, but that's okay. And I'm just doing our little antenna loop. Hey, Randy, would you be able to get the air fryer out for the Spankatopia? Thank you. And so it's through that one. 15 minutes. Oh, and then we can have dinner. Oh, do we have any mozzarella cheese in the fridge? Oh, that'd be perfect. We just need some for on top of the crock pot spaghetti. You want to have dinner in the garden? We'll poke our head outside and see if it's still real cold. We had dinner out in the garden yesterday because honestly, we don't have a kitchen table inside the house. We just eat like hunkered over the same TV tray in front of Randy's computer, which is lovely. But sometimes a change of scenery is nice. Sometimes we eat in the living room. Sometimes we eat over here. Sometimes we go into the backyard and sit there shivering because it's so cold, but it's such a beautiful day that I forced us to be out there anyways. Ooh, Brenda says it's a pretty leaf pattern and I haven't messed it up yet, but it's slow. Right on, just coffee beans. It's cold here. It's pretty chilly here too. We've had to have the heater on today, even though it's nice and sunny. Okay, so let us see real quick. Ooh, I love it. Now, I think you're right that it doesn't really show up against brown hair, but what I would do is I would do a silver one back here. I gotta find some ribbon. I'll be right back. Ribbon, where are you, ribbon? Looking for ribbon. We'll probably need to get some 1/4 inch satin ribbon if I'm making more of these headdresses. All right, let's see. Neon green will not work. That's a shoelace. I tend to prefer ribbon over shoelace just because there's a perceived value. And if it's just a nice like satin ribbon, folks seem to, just respond a little better to that. Okay, so this one's a little wide. It's what's the width on this? 5/8 inch.
Yeah,
It'll work, but it's not my favorite. Okay, so here we have a 5/8 inch, which just, by the way, honey, this is the other size of hoop tubing. Yeah. So I've got a big old melon head, so I'm going to use quite a bit of ribbon because I'd always rather there be more ribbon than not enough. And I'm just going to snip that angled on the end. And then there we go. Let's see. Just a moment, getting comments pulled back up. Aw, thank you, Michelle. Cat and Cauldron says, April 2017, my daughter and I went to the Anime Expo in Los Angeles, and she tried on corsets with built-in skirts like dresses. Oh, those are some of my favorite. They're gorgeous. The photos popped up this April 2nd in my memories on this day photos. Remember when she tried them on? She was 14, and to be honest, I was having a mom freak out moment. However, now looking back, she looks fantastic in them. Yeah, no, from a mom perspective, like, you'll go... They grew up so fast. They grew up so fast. Aw, thank you, Melisandre. Okay, so I've just lark's head knotted the ribbon. And again, I usually prefer something with a little bit of stretch to it. If I had them down here still, I'd actually attach a hair tie to each side, looped through, and then tie the ribbon onto that. And I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do for in the booth. But that way there's a little bit of stretch, but it'll let me kind of do that number. All right, let me see how I'm going to style this. Clip comes down. Hair comes back. I'm going to see if I can do that pulled back maybe. No, it really wants for, yeah, it was better with the clip up. Oh, that's good, Kat. Yeah, I prefer it with the hair up. Personally, that's just me. But then this one, let's do a little bit more ribbon. Ah, thank you, Kathy. Yep, this 5/8 is perfectly fine. I don't think I'm going to need to swap this ribbon out. But giving myself at least 2 feet of it on each side. And so again, we're just taking it, folding it in half. And if a person were craftily inclined, they could string some beads and stuff down on the ends, and you can have a little bit of ribbon hanging down to accent, you know, with little beads on the end to accent your outfit. But yeah, we just put a loop through, and then the other 2 ends, just pull through that loop. Lark's head knot. And this makes it very, very easy that if somebody wanted like a contrasting color of ribbon or anything like that. What about a choker too? Oh, heck yes. Now, I don't feel like I have the neck for a choker. I get a little frustrated sometimes with ooh, yes, little rune beads. And also, I'm always inclined to use just a smidge of either spirit gum or eyelash glue on the backs of these. That way I don't have to tie it so tight, but I just get it to just sit, and just that little bit of like eyelash glue will keep the crystal from shifting around. So like if I'm at the Ren Fair or something and being quite rambunctious. So yeah, you can totally layer them together. I'd do like a big old messy hairdo and have this all like teased and bumped. But what do y'all think of that? Is it too much? Or is it just enough? Like I need elf ears with the wire wraps that we have on those. I'm digging the heck out of it. I don't know. I personally probably would just go with one or the other. But also I have a tendency to just glue like little moons directly to my forehead. Um but yeah, and then I'd probably put my lilies in. But yeah, those are the circlets. And then let's see, how would it sit as a choker? Because this one's still a little. Okay, I might have lied. But I would totally go with something with a little less of the high up. Like maybe if I had a longer neck. Woo! But oh, I use a spirit gum. It's the same adhesive that I use for putting on the prosthetic latex elf ears. But I actually have some over here that I can show you. Because I was trying to prep them like for Dragon Con. You know, we may actually try to do a little bit more work on these. I've gotten a little bit better at using UV resin. But like I tried using the UV resin and I do too much all at once. I need to just build it up in layers. So I had to do a lot of filing, which is a lot of cleanup work, and oh, I hate doing cleanup work. So, but I can't use these plated alloy moons without coating them in resin because they gave poor Maddie a rash on her forehead when we went to the Ren Fair, and she looked adorable, but then she had this little moon-shaped rash on her forehead and she was just devastated. Let me swap this back. Okay, so here you can see we have the UV resin, but I had to come through and like it bled through to the front, so I sanded everything. So now I need to do another layer of the UV resin just to make sure that there's no metal actually coming into contact with the skin. And I just glue, it may be able to just stick. Yeah, I just glue a moon to my forehead, but again, I personally prefer, and you can really see on this one, like we need to do a layer because it's very matte finish. So I think just a thin layer of UV resin. No, from the metal. The metal was in contact with her skin. But yeah, I love doing the little moons on my forehead because then I'll glue on my horns and then I would do something like this a little farther back. And that would be my costume for in the booth typically. But yeah, well, I'm glad I remembered this project. That's definitely something I'm going to need to apply some attention to because we may be able to sell these in the booth because I'll be wearing one. I may as well, if I'm wearing it, I may as well be trying to. I am a mannequin for our products, is the mindset I need to start having in the booth because I felt a little like shameless self promotion y, but I'm like, get it, girl, do it, make that bread. Oh no. Triquetra says, as a special effects makeup artist, I hate spirit gum. LOL, it works well, just not a fan. Same with scar wax. That stuff is the bane of my existence. Which part do you like about it the least? Because I'd prefer probably Prozaid to spirit gum, but spirit gum is just what we have. So that's what I've been using. Yeah, she's allergic to the metal. No, because plated alloy and it was like face skin is quite sensitive. But so yeah, I'm going to show you again on the ribbon. So I'm just about the width of my desk. So however long that is, I think it's 40 inches of ribbon. Because again, I'd rather it be too long than too short. because it just, to me, I'm afraid of, I don't want it to feel stingy or cheap. And skimping on the ribbon is a really good way to make it feel stingy or cheap, in my mind. I should have just pulled it off the spool and measured before cutting the first time, but she says, oh my god, it's such a mess. So sticky, getting it to sit only where you want it and not getting everywhere. Prosade is 100% my go-to instead of that. Isopropyl Myra straight for removal. Gotcha. Okay. So we're just finding the center point of our ribbon. And then here on that closed loop, we're going to feed through from back to front just to be consistent. You can do it the other way. Oh no. I forgot to plug my phone back in. It has died. Oh, Vaughn. Oh no, it's not dead. It's just at 10% battery. The app crashed. Fantastic. That's much easier to resolve. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Doop, doop, doo, doo, doo. Boop, doo. Hello. Doop, doop, doo. So you can't use like UV resin on the moons? No, that's exactly what I'm using. I'm just very bad at using it, Jean. But it'll be all right. There we go. But yeah, I'll just need to reapply it. That's another thing I've got a big block on for some reason. But the obstacle is the way. So back to front. Hello, Vaughn's News. Hello, Steffi Joe. And then, and that's how I like to bind the ends off. But yeah, you could thread some large hole beads on here. You could braid it into your hair. You know, all sorts of different options. Well, and that used up one spool of brand new ribbon, got me 3 tiaras. So that's pretty good. Well, y'all, we've got 1 minute until we shut down the live stream and I go have dinner. Do y'all have any questions or anything before we go? I've had a fantastic time hanging out with y'all. I'm just going to say this has been an absolute blast. Yeah, but it's dinner time and it's because we were doing those late night Friday night live streams. I just can't, y'all. It's too close to my bedtime. So it's 6 p.m. If I don't start my dinner routine now, then my whole evening, and I don't get to bed on time, and then I wake up grumpy, and then what? Oh, I did. The antique, the vintage bronze. Steffi just like, yeah, you need to eat. I know. It's ridiculous. These silly meat suits that our brains have to ride around in. Is this what you mean? Or Alora, hey, I used 18 gauge wire for the circlets, but if I could use thicker, if I could fit a 16 gauge through my beads, I would have gone with that route too. But the 18 gauge, it holds up pretty well. So thank you for the new inspiration. Well, thank you for being here, Kathy. We really appreciate you. And we have a new tutorial coming out on Friday. It will be this month's craft along project, which I'm really excited about. It's a little like amphora wire wrap. Ooh, Totino's pizza. Nice. Oh, the tiara. Gotcha. Well, here's one that we had made previously before today's stream. Which I'm pretty pleased with. But this one I would wear my hair pinned back. Whereas with the silver, oh, it's tangled on my glasses. Whereas with the silver ones, I like them over my bangs just because it shows up on my better over my hair than it does over my skin, I think. But what were we talking about? The craft along project. That'll be Friday's tutorial. And then we will have another live stream on Monday. I'm really excited about after Anime St. Louis. So there's that one. And then over my hair, I mean, it's not bad. It's just I'd probably wear some bronzer or something to make it stand out more. Oh, Brenda, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. But we're gonna have a more rigorous live streaming schedule after Anime St. Louis, which is like the second to last. It's the last weekend of this month. So I will see y'all. Ooh, do you make resin stones for these crowns? If so, how do you get the holes? If I were to cast resin for this, I would probably I would either set wire into it to try to pull out, or I would just drill a hole after the resin had cured. So I hope that that's helpful to you. But yeah, I will see y'all in our next tutorial. So until then, you guys, thank you for being here. We're posting a garden tour over on the Vonster vlog as well. But happy crafting, you guys. We'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye. And so we're going to click stop on YouTube.